Hey everyone, it's that time. Mark the Movie Man here. So glad you could stop by our little sliver of the internet as we take a look at a period piece called Condor's Nest. Yes, a Condor's Nest. Now, we get the character Will Spaulding, who was part of a bomber crew, and their plane went down behind enemy lines while on a bombing run. And while Will Spaulding was separated from his crew, an SS group came up upon them, German soldiers led by an NSS colonel named Martin Bach. Well, Martin Bach takes out Spaulding's fellow soldiers in cold blood. Fast forward 10 years and we find Will Spaulding has survived the war and has been on a 10-year revenge trip hunting down Nazis, trying to find the particular colonel who eliminated his crew. He ends up crossing paths with an Israeli agent who also is hunting Nazis, and he pairs up with an ex-German scientist who seems on the level and who just wants to get to Russia before he's killed by not only Germans but Allied agents. And we see how all of this leads to the hideout where all the Nazis are supposed to be hiding, which is the Condor's Nest. Yeah, director Phil Blattenberger really does a good job of giving you a period piece. Did not expect it to be set in the 50s. I liked that quite a bit, and it felt like it. The period piece, especially going from the war segment of it, which is what it opens with. We're introduced to Martin Bach. We see the very brutal, cold-blooded kills he does, and it's tension filled. It's a great way to open this film, to set the tone, to make you realize you're in for this thriller. And yeah, there's some intense scenes there, and they all felt authentic thanks to the costuming and everything involved. And the parts that take place 10 years later also felt authentic, though the film, I think, it starts to get a little bit lighter as it goes along. While the first section definitely had more of its heavy moments, when we get to some of the Nazis holed up in the Condor's Nest, you can't help but just laugh at how ridiculous they are. You know, I'm not sure if it was supposed to be played serious or you're supposed to laugh. I mean, they're Nazis after all, but they definitely were some caricatures for sure. Bruce Davison ends up showing up as one of the Nazis in here, which was a surprise. Did not expect him to be in that role when I saw his name in the credits, but yeah. So it's a kind of a mixed bag in tone, but the performances I thought were really well done, especially Cohan as William Spaulding, who, yeah, I can't stop thinking of the Marx Brothers when I hear Spaulding. So takes a little bit to get around that. Connie Briddy plays Leanna Rod, who is the Israeli agent. Really liked her performance in here too. Then we got Jackson Rathbone as Fritz Ziegler. What a character, for sure. And Arnold Vosloo, who plays Colonel Martin Bach, yes, the mummy himself, he plays his character just the way you need it to. Very cold, very calculating, yeah, make your skin crawl. And they try to give him a little bit of justification. There's an interesting bit near the end where there's a debate back and forth about, just following orders or doing more than just following orders. And who is the real villain here? And so there's some interesting concepts worked in as well, but there is humor and action. The action sequences in here are pretty impressive. William Spaulding gets kind of a Rambo moment in here. A little bit of a spoiler, but I couldn't help it. I couldn't think of it more. It brought a smile to my face for sure. So Condor's Nest is interesting. It's got a high production value, an interesting story, some fun characters. And yeah, if you don't mind an indie production and you do like the individuals in this film, I think you should check it out. It's worth a watch. It definitely had a better script than I expected in this, with the twists that it had. And the ending does come to a satisfying resolution, which is always a good thing, right? So there you have it. Condor's Nest, I think, is worth a watch. World War II and 10-year later period piece that, yes, may surprise you. So thank you so much for watching. Please check out our Patreon if you haven't already. Great tiers for very, very reasonable prices. And the more we can do there, the more we can do here. I thank you for your support. Like bells, whistles, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss all the reviews that we've got coming. And until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.